Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We will start off with the round of introduction. And to introduce myself, my name is Akanksha. I work for CleverTap, which is into customer engagement and how you can create experiences for your customers which are personalized and 100% relevant for them, right? Joining me is my
Yeah, hi
colleague.
everyone. My name is Charu. I am part of the CleverTap team as well, and we both are part of the sales team. So I take care of conglomerates. Looking forward to the session, roundtable session today. So just to quickly start off, and in the benefit of time, we'll just do a quick introduction of each one, and probably just to keep it interesting, we would request you to, after introducing yourself, if you could share one experience of yourself personally beyond your brand where any other brand would have made you feel, have given you a wow moment where you thought that the brand has, known you or at least come closer to hearing you truly. So any experience at a personal level, if you could share that. So we can start with you, Naina.
Hello everyone. This is Naina Parekh, founder Yumi, and we are into premium luggage. Uh, we are first D2C brand and now going offline also, opening couple of stores in the next 2 months. The most enchanting moment as a consumer was from a baking company which is called Paleo Bakes, which was very recently on Shark Tank also. So, they started, I think, 4 years back, 4 to 5 years back, and like a very die-hard fan of their bakery products. And it was at the initial moment. They tried to understand my taste and stuff. And soon they started customizing things according to what I liked with the feedbacks what I would give them. So yeah, this was something, and I'm sure that's the reason they are where they are today. From a home, very like a small setup to today going to Shark Tank and not taking those offers and still being so big.
Wow. So
Yeah,
basically, genuinely taking the feedback.
absolutely. Generally taking the feedback, which is very important for a brand, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So I would say that they understood what you wanted and delivered. Yeah.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Hi everyone, this is Beenal. I'm the co-founder and CMO for MacMirais. Basically, we are a self-expression accessories brand. Some of the product categories that we deal into are tech accessories, apparels, and drinkware. And I think of late, one of the brand which has kind of stuck with me for its simplicity is March Teas because in the world of design and in the world of kind of overselling prints and everything, I think they just focus on the quality. And I think they recently did a video where the founder was like, "Listen, we launched this, it was not working, but we're going to now look at it in a different way." I just love their product, and more so, I love their storytelling. So yeah, and I'm pretty impressed by what they do. Yeah.
Hi, hi. I'm Amit. I'm the CMO for Wonder Chef, kitchen appliances and cookware brand. Uh, uh, One of the moments that I remember from last 15 days or so is in the offline domain. I had taken my family to Starbucks, as in it's like we wanted to wait for someone, and that was my mom's first visit to Starbucks. And she was kind of overwhelmed in terms of कि coffee पीना है यार मतलब coffee होती है Nescafe, like she's from that generation. So I still remember like one of the baristas actually took his time out. He explained कि espresso क्या होता है, मकाई क्या होता है, lungo क्या होता है for that matter, and like what is that she should be choosing if Nescafe is something as her reference point. So I remember that like before that my visits to Starbucks were always mechanical. What I want, I just order and wait for them to deliver. But this was a very human touch and something that probably my mom also felt comfortable with. So yeah,
Great.
that's
So I
one.
think we were just attending a session, one of the panel discussions we were attending where, Mintra and Titan and, DLF were on the stage. And the CEO of Titan Watches and Wearables, Suparna Mitra, was mentioning exactly the same, that sometimes at Tanishq store, the kind of comfort the store people give to the customer at the end, and because it's such an important occasion, so if you're buying for, say, a wedding or some special occasion of your life, most of the customers end up inviting the people to the wedding itself because they just felt so serviced, well serviced. So I think it's very much relatable from that perspective.
Hi everyone, I'm Ilesh Kevaria. I'm CEO of French Crown. We are menswear brand, primarily in exports. We are selling in 84 countries, and we were in Shark Tank India first season. So recently, I have come across a brand, The Whole Truth, and the way they have given the name of the brand, The Whole Truth. If we see all the brands today in food industry, they try to hide something that they are, adding too much sugar in the products. And when this brand writes not the truth, the whole truth, and the way they write the whole thing is really impressive. The marketing they have done really well. And I also go to gym and I also love chocolates. So finally, I have got an alternative to eat healthy chocolates.
Absolutely, and I really like how the whole truth actually takes its time to educate you that if you are
Yes.
going on a healthy journey,
Yes.
don't just start with what you're seeing and what you're listening, but take time, understand the ingredients, and then get into it.
So with
Absolutely,
every products they have the kind of write up inside. So you can
absolutely.
read about the product, what it is, how they have made it, and everything.
Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Chaitanya. I lead product and growth for health and wellness supplements marketplace. It's called Yuga Life. It's about 2 years old. Um, he stole my brand, but one of the OG brand moments for me when I got the original, I guess, the iPhone. Oh, one. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. I mean, one of the OG brand moments for me was when I got the first iPhone 3G back in 2009. I mean, I love the simplicity of it. Every single swipe and click was an aha moment. So I'll go back to that.
Yeah, very interesting how we have come from Nokias and Blackberries to touch. And initially, I think we used to think like how easy would it be, but now we are so comfortable. It's absolutely part of our lives now.
Hi everyone, I'm Jashmili. I'm the AVP with True Elements. There was a little pinch that I felt when Sir spoke about Whole Truth because they are our competitors, and I think, recommend you to watch our videos. We are also very educative these days. So yeah, but the moment the moment where I felt really it was not on the personalization piece, but recently there is this oral care brand, Perfora,
Yeah.
the kind of packaging, the kind of consumers that they are targeting, they've really kept that in mind. And when I kind of got that package delivered for my daughter, I was amazed to see, with considering, they know how fickle kids are, so they had everything covered. So I'm like sorted for like 1.5 years. I don't have to think, like every 6 months I'm supposed to change the batteries, every 6 months I'm supposed to change the toothbrush for my daughter. So that is something that I thought was like really thoughtful. Though, I mean, they do go an extra mile to do the personalization and all of that also, but I think this was something which was really nice. Also, I'd like to add something, since we are talking of personalization, we at True Elements, we used to have a Make My Muesli, where people could, kind of have permutation combination of the stuff that they like and make their own muesli, and it was delivered to them. Like for the scale that we operate on, that is
Yeah.
something which is not very easy to do, but still that is something that we did earlier. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Abhijit Anand. I'm the founder and CEO of Up Coffee. Uh, People who don't know, Up Coffee is India's largest and the first grab-and-go coffee chain. My unique moment, coming from F&B, I'll say of F&B. I don't know if many of you like curries. I'm a big fan of curries. And there's a new brand that came up on Swiggy 2 months back on my charter was King of Curries. We got hooked to it. And one day I got a call from them. I think it was my fourth or fifth order, and the lady on the other side started asking me, "Would you want khara masala or would you want less spicy?" Couple of questions. I mean, I'm not a foodie at all, but that customization thing to be put an order on Swiggy and Zomato, and we deal with a lot of Swiggy and Zomato, know how it's tough. To put that into curry to make it more special was really good. And I think whenever we have curry at our home, it's king of curries. I think that was one moment that I really like.
Sure. So I think something which is very mass brand or mass stuff and feeling heard and seen, or probably people are noticing without you even actually asking for a customization, somebody noticing of you ordering for so long the same stuff and then asking you upfront is something, yeah.
And to find a
that
North Indian
stood
good
out.
food in Bombay is difficult.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Amit Futane. I am Chief Business Officer for Neiman's. The brand is into footwear, if you know. The recent aha moment was there is a one store called Manam in Hyderabad. It's a part of the almonds chocolate. I've been to that store, and the store is all about experience. How the chocolate gets manufactured, how the chocolate comes actually. The entire chocolate processing happens in front of you, and they actually give you a full experience of chocolate. They kept different coffee beans from India to Honduras to everything, and they allow you to play with the chocolate and understand, and they're ready to make a separate chocolate for you and give it. It's one of the most brilliant experience I've seen in the chocolate industry, which you can't get it. And the store does almost more than 25 cr a month. Means that story tells itself why that store does. And now they converted the store, means added back a uh, food also into it. But everything they have built it around. Means if you enter into that, they have a chocolate fountain. It's, I think, probably India's only store which has a chocolate fountain. So it's a beautiful experience. You get you engaged. I just went to buy some chocolates, but I ended up spending some 45-50 minutes in that entire store looking at the entire process. And then I realized I never spent 50 minutes in any store in that kind of time. So I think that was my aha moment.
I'm suddenly feeling a little hungry with all the whole true elements, chocolates, bakeries, and curries coming into the picture. But lovely, lovely, ma'am.
Yeah, hi. I'm Neena Lekhi from Baggett. And I think Orakura is a brand that I used for dental care. And I found that very, very interesting. The way I saw it online, the way I saw the experiences in the mall also. It's a different kind of product because, you either you toothbrush or you floss. So it's a new product and they introduced it very nicely, I thought.
Thank you, everyone. So I would now like to start by asking you some questions, right? Now, we have discussed how brands make us feel good when they're hearing us, understanding us, and delivering us, and also sometimes giving us the experience that we want. Could you, taking your personal brands into consideration, share some of the challenges you face when it comes to delivering the same kind of experience to your customers, or some understanding of how your brand is currently trying to do it?
We can have any sequence. Anybody can take the lead to answer.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we are into luggage, hard luggage and backpacks primarily, and so customization also means personalization and customization together. So there are two ways to look at it. Uh, One is putting the initials, getting the product done according to the way the people or the consumer is needing it. And the second one is browsing through their histories, understanding what they're wanting, what the TG is looking at. So there are two ways to look at it. Like one is the bigger manner, the bigger basket, where you go according to the choices of the basket of your TG whose browsing history you can go through, understand what time are they looking at. That is another different kind of a personalization which we can talk. And the product personalization is something which you can get their names or something of their choice coming on the product, which is at times difficult. Understanding the design aspect, understanding the placement of the customization to be coming on the product. But yeah, with time, with AI, with the growing mindset of different kind of design expertise coming into place, this is becoming quite convenient for people like us also to give all the experiences to our consumers.
Absolutely. And Ilesh, would you want to take a shot at how your brand does it?
Yeah, so French Crown was started as a complete customization brand. We were selling shirts, and even the tagline was "Go Custom." But then we failed very badly in India because Indian customer didn't understand customization in 2017. So what we started doing selling standard products also and customization also. So at that point of time, only 5% of people were going for customization. Like we were giving all customization. If you want let's say different color of button in this shirt, different kind of a collar, having your name initial on cuff, any kind of things, right? If you buying a suit, then if you want to change the style of suit from single breasted to double breasted or mandarin suit or like tuxedo, so all the customization we were giving, but Indian customers were not ready at that time. So what we thought, that this model would work in foreign market better. So in 2019, we launched our international website, especially for US. And now, if you see, our international business contributes 75% of our total business because they pretty understand our product, right? So we are selling in 84 countries. Primary is US, then Mexico, Canada, UK, Middle East, almost all the major countries except terrorist countries, right? So yeah, customization is really good, but Indian population will take time to understand that thing. In India, if I talk about, it's hardly 15% of our total Indian business is from customized products. 85% is still standard shirts and standard suits, standard t-shirts they are buying. They are not going for customization. Even if we are not charging anything, there is no extra cost for customization. Still, Indian population is not ready for that. But yeah, we will educate them, and later on, as other countries are doing, India would also do better.
Yeah. So we have a unique case. So what happened very early on, first store we had June 2022. One of our baristas, so one day I order online and I get a cup with some kind of creative in it. And there was I think a Batman made on the cup. Loved it. Obviously there was a personalization. And then eventually I started seeing as we expanded to more number of outlets eventually, I started seeing this going across outlets. Now, this is something that we never taught or never trained our barista partners to be drawing on the cups. And then eventually I realized that there was a trend going on at the ground level, at the barista level, that one barista had started off their own. My name is Tejaswi. And so in times that was lean, she'll draw arts and customize it, right? And then this became as a trend on the ground. So when in Bombay, end of 2023, there were like 5 outlets. Then it became normal for all 5 outlets to do that in every single cup that went out from our outlets. Then eventually we went to Delhi, then Bangalore and Hyderabad. We went from 5 to 78 right now. We realized that this has actually become a trend in every single outlet, although we don't have this in training module. So the biggest challenge when we were expanding to Hyderabad, because a new language, new demography, and we thought, how do we actually educate or get this entire culture of customizing cups by art? Because people started loving it, right? When you see a coffee cup with some kind of creative, in Holi they'll just splash some colors, in Diwali they'll draw diyas, and this became a culture. So last October when we were going to Hyderabad, we had this challenge that I really want to propagate this in Hyderabad. You can't teach it, because once you start teaching it, the ground staff starts thinking it's a job. And nobody wants to do an extra job, right? So this was a challenge. How do you propagate consistency in a brand which is personalized to a level that you cannot teach? All we needed to do was we had to spill a Bombay barista to Hyderabad. So we just spilled a Bombay barista to Hyderabad, and we realized today it's pan-India right now. And we have done it in Delhi, we've done it in Bangalore as well when we went there. We started moving people in demography. And now we realize that because when people went there, all barista partners among themselves, found this a very unique way to delight the customers. And now this has become a statement, right? So wherever we go, all we have to do is if a Women's Day is coming in, we'll just say we want to see some creativity around Women's Day. Around 500 baristas across all our stores will start doing something by themselves. Now there was a problem in expanding. We could have never choreographed it. We could have never taught it. Even today when we do training, which is a 14-day program, the last day we just request our baristas draw something. It's just to feed them into their head that something is coming on to when you go to the outlet. When they go to the outlet, they start seeing a trend. So I think this was a challenge, and I think we have not solved it at all. It's just the people on the ground who just took it on themselves, and it's become a culture now.
Pleasant discovery.
And I think you are hiding right.
Yeah.
Very well,
We've done customization earlier for Father's Day, Mother's Day. People love to have wallets with their name of their family person. But I got a great idea from you. Maybe you can make more tags with different slogans for customization. Good. Thanks.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to add, this year only we launched our first AI customization to commerce tool, wherein when I say AI customization, you can actually put a prompt, get a design, and you can actually buy that design on the hoodie that you have immediately, all in real time. So we got this feature, and Mr. Bachchan is an investor in the company. We went up to him, we were like, so just do a shout out, and if you can just do a post on it and stuff. And he's like, no, wait, let me understand this. I'm not putting a post till you kind of make me understand how do you do it. He understood the whole process, and then he's like, listen, nobody's going to understand if I'm just going to post it. And now, the customers are so smart. They see 40 brands on my profile. They're not going to buy into it. So it was his idea that let's do a campaign, let's do a video wherein let's not project it like an ad. It's as if, and that's what he actually did. When he saw the feature, he went to his grandkids, he showed it to them, they ordered. And if you'll see the video, it's out right now, he's actually saying that to the camera, that I'd shown my kids and everything, and he's actually made a video out of it. So, I think personalization also requires patience because, of course, the video is out. The customers have understood the process, but there's still some kind of manual intervention which they still need, wherein, you guide them, and when they'll have 100 questions which you still need to answer. But I think India is changing. They're kind of adapting towards personalization, but I agree to you. It's still a long way there when it comes to West to kind of adapt it very promptly. Yeah.
Any other ideas around this?
Yeah. Recently, we have got order from one of the customer from LGBT community in US. So it was a LGBT day, and what happened? We generally do not do customization on boxers. We do it for T-shirts only. So if you want to customize your T-shirt, you can give us a print of company logo or anything, and we will print it. Suddenly, one customer came to us and he said, I want this particular lip logo, if you know the LGBT logo. Yep. That logo he wanted on boxer, right? And we did it. We particularly did for that customer only. And what we did photograph it and then we put it on website. That if you want this, we can do it for you. And we added extra $10 for that. And people started buying it. I was like, wow, this was not our idea. This was customer's idea that he wanted this particular print on boxers. And then we started selling printed boxers. Otherwise we were selling plain boxes. Who do printing on boxers? But it was really great experience that people want print on boxes also.
I think the key theme I am hearing from everyone is how better you can understand the customer. Yeah. Because all the feedback that you're getting is mostly from the customers, or in your case, fleet on ground, who are coming up with ideas and how to wow the customers and all.
True. Okay, so we'll move on
like
to the next. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So while we were speaking of customization and understanding customers, obviously very important in that, but there's something else which is really important is the turnaround time. So whenever for us more on not the online aspect, but in offline we've seen a very good traction in the pharma gifting space where the customization is humongous. Customization to the T, has to be logo of the medicine, the company, and the पूरा उसका मतलब हुलिया ही बदल देना होता है. So, and that too, we do not have 30-40 days to kind of, and the, so the quantities I'm talking here of 30,000 units, 40,000 units. And we do not have that kind of time to, kind of deliver. So, over here, the turnaround time is extremely crucial. So, whenever I'm kind of meeting my clients, whenever I'm meeting my customers, I kind of tell them, this is the customization you require, and I can give it to you within 7 days. So, the turnaround time becomes very, very critical, and it's kind of a deal breaker over there.
I'll add one anecdote, as in customization, but customization of an experience to customers. So it's been 10 months. We launched one of our most expensive product, cooking robot. 50,000 rupee is the selling price. So when we launched, we thought about this is the product that is gonna be very popular in the digital natives, people who don't have time for. You, am I audible now? It's on, yeah. So when we launched this product, Chef Magic is the name, we thought it is the product for digital natives, as in people who do not have time, like DINK couples for that matter. And we focused a lot on metro cities, okay? Because the sale is, I'm talking about a product, not customization, but customization of an experience. So one day we got a call in our call center. There is a couple, probably 55, 60, and they are from Chandrapur. Chandrapur is a town about 150 kilometers from Nagpur. They wanted to understand this product. The conversation happened with them, and my call center was in Marathi, for that matter, they being from Vidarbha. They wanted to see the product. Now, this is the product where we actually wanted to sell only online to begin with, because we thought that is an easier sale, the cost of sales would be lesser. But eventually we agreed, okay, like you want to understand the product, but we do not have capability of giving you the demo. So we did a video demo. The lady was super interested. She said to our team that no, you have to send someone, because I want to touch and feel the product if it really cooks the way you are promoting. We were promoting that this cooks like Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, right? So we kind of, let's say, made an arrangement. We sent a distributor salesperson from Nagpur to Chandrapur, one day gone in that. But we put a condition that, okay, we will send a person, but you have to ask 5 of your neighbors to attend the demo, because we wanted to maximize our stuff, and we also took certain cookware and kitchen appliances along with to demo that. The demo lasted for about 2 hours for that matter. And these guys were super interested. They not only purchased the product of 50,000 rupees, couple of their neighbors also purchased. Then those guys called me for that matter, because I was leading the demo thing and all of that. They told me, sir, आपको इसका है ना एक WhatsApp community बनाना चाहिए. I will actually want to give my testimonial to this. Okay. So that was a flash in the pan for that matter. Oh, like, this is the basic, like how could we actually miss? We created WhatsApp community of our owners for that matter. These guys kind of, let's say, like advocated product immensely on the group. And then this became a talking point for all of us. Hey, why? Like we are actually looking at this product as digital first product. But hey, like there are people who have, let's say, like that kind of disposable income in India. Why can't we kind of build a demo team? So today we have a demo team of about 300 people who are spread across around 75-80 cities and towns of India. These guys are doing demo. Today, my DRR for offline channel for Chef Magic is 3x of my online channels, all online channels put together. I'm listed on Amazon D2C, Amazon US for that matter. But in India only, we sell 3 times more Chef Magic only offline by giving custom demos. Our pitch to those guys are, ma'am, आपके घर पे हम आएंगे, आपको जो चीज़ बनानी है, if that stuff is available in our recipe bank, we will make it. It will definitely taste like how Chef Sanjeev Kapoor's recipe would do. If not, we also have a DIY method in that robot. Like you can just simply connect your phone and cook the way you want to. That is the single most strong cooking point, selling point for the appliance. So this this one particular custom experience that we wanted to give to early adapters changed our entire business model.
Very interesting. So how you basically unlocked a completely different customer segment away from what you actually initially thought, because most of the time we think that millennials or the people living in metro cities don't have time, and that's why probably they would need a product like that. But most of the times it also like tier 2, tier 3 cities where parents, senior citizens are alone. Actually, it's actually a product of convenience more than the target segment of the customers. It is of who needs that convenience. So yeah.
And what I also hear is that you were able to reach where the customer wanted you to be, and in a very omni-channel or a cross-channel. I would not say omni-channel, but a cross-channel way. So they wanted you to be on ground. You were there. They said WhatsApp. You were there. You were there online. So I think that is also one of the key things when it comes to personalization. How do you unlock the right channel of reaching out to your customer and the right place that they want you to be?
Okay, so the next topic we want you to talk about is, how do you all use the data that you capture about the customer or about, their experiences or the store. So some of you might have a lot of data, and sometimes a lot of data, becomes difficult because there's a lot of noise that it creates. So how do you figure out, the right segment of that data which you can actually utilize to bring value to the customer or in terms of revenue? And some of you might still are new, so might not have so much of data. So how do you plan, or how do you actually utilize whatever minimal data that you capture to give the best value and get the best value out of that data? Any of you?
I think the data is the key today if you are living in the online world. So on our website we have almost more than 40% repeat rate of customers, which is by far industry is one of the highest, 40%. 40. So, and our previous year's customers who are 4 years plus, they return more than 23% of the time. So we actually created an entire data pool of our customers and segregated them multiple times.
Okay.
So we understood that if the customer has come and what he has purchased, what price point he has purchased, and if someone has purchased an 2 years back, definitely, or 1 year back, he's looking for an upgrade. He's purchased a sneaker, definitely is looking for something in another product. How properly you can reach to him, nudge him, and actually bring him back into the cycle of purchase. Itself, you have to do a segregation of your customer base, be it a female, be it a male. There are multiple occasions. I think India is the best way that you have festivals, you have man-made events. I'm saying man-made events because Big Billion Day and all the different events happens. Prime Day, those are man-made. Those are nothing
Right.
to do with any festives. But you create every event, look into it, reaching out to him, and bring it back into your community. Is actually you keep reducing your customer acquisition cost. Otherwise, everyone looks at, the online is a burn moment, its CACs are very high. But until unless you do not reach to the customers and then you reach out to him, give them the offers which are exactly meant for them, and then you bring them back. I think the data helps you a lot. I think the MarTech tools are there. You need to understand how you can go back, nudge them, and bring it back. Because when we started, we used to have some around start of the year, we used to have 18% repeat customers who have purchased more than one. Now the same customer in a year, 40% of the customers 40 buys more than one product in a year. So data is phenomenally high, and if you get into Omni, if the customer has come into your Shopify website and and he's come to your stores, you can actually identify and tell him you purchase this product. Why don't you upgrade, or why don't you look at complementing this product? The only thing is people look channels separately. You have to unify them in a very nice way.
Fair point.
A question on this, as in let's say like our own struggle. What happens is like we are omni-channel brand. We have what 10 different sales channels. What happens is like okay, I will always have first party data, and we kind of let's say like curate that all right. My D2C store, my EBO for that matter. But what happens is like if you are coming to my Shopify website, I can always remarket to you, or I could always have some kind of conversation in terms of emails, WhatsApp nudges, and all of that. But if you are the customer who came to my website and then ended up buying, say, on Amazon or one of the quick commerce platforms, I absolutely don't know you. What happened with that? And I end up, let's say, like wasting impressions one after another again on you. You feel क्या brand यार कितनी बार ad दिखा रहा है मैंने तो खरीद लिया. So this is one of the important challenge that I face today. As in, let's say like how to ensure that I get the data, or these platforms are not open. But like for example, do you guys try any tool, especially let's say like Neiman's for that matter? I know like fast moving goods. Where let's say like you kind of let's say like get people to let's say like maybe register your purchases, or like do something so you know, as in like this is the guy who has purchased somewhere else, but now I know like this is the guy who has purchased me.
So generally, why customer comes on your website and buys on Amazon is the key first. He gets a better offer, or he gets a better delivery speed. These are the two only things where he goes and shift to this. If you give the same offers which are there on the marketplace on the website, which is like instant cash discount, which is on HDFC, ICICI and other cards, and at the same time you try to promise the similar delivery dates, he doesn't go. Now coming back to the point that if you do not have that kind of mechanism and he buys and you do want to get the data, specifically in products like yours, which is electronic, there is a mechanism by which you can get the actual customer data from Amazon. It's called Amazon Vault. I can connect offline and explain you how it opens, but they actually share the customer data to you, which they generally don't share. But there is a mechanism by which they share it for the installation product, or the product which requires technical
Yeah.
expectations. That data you pull it into your data lake and feed it back, then you will able to
That
understand
is
that.
still 5% of my data, because not every product needs installation. Like 60% of my sale is cookware. So that
No,
challenge is still there. I'm
they
not
still
able
give
to
it.
solve
I am
it.
telling you from my previous
Yeah.
organization experience, where we used to sell mattress, and still we used to get 100% data. We used to feed it back into data lake and back,
I'll connect with you.
and
Like
then on the
magnets,
Omni
I
we used
don't
to
like
pull it back.
Maybe warranty registration could be one use case.
So just a thought, right? So I remember buying on whey proteins. They did it beautifully. So what they did was every box will have, again, it's a food and consumable product, impossible to track where it's coming from, very genuine problem. So what they did was they had a unique code, and they said if it's an authentic product or not, verify it on the website. And the moment you verify, they give you 1 point, which is peanuts. On a purchase of 5,000 bucks, they give you 10 rupees. right? But then every time I used to verify it because the use case was A, the product is authentic, B, 10 is peanuts, but then the moment I have 100 points, I buy 10 bottles. The 11th bottle was definitely on the On-Way Protein website because then I am redeeming $100, which I will not get it on Amazon. But having said that, what you said is absolutely right. I bought Neiman's. I'm not bought on the website. I've gone to Amazon. I think one of the factors as a consumer is that the trust factor on the platform is extremely high of the consistency. Even if the delivery time you're promising is same, just that I'm dealing with 20 brands, just that on Amazon I trust more than one single brand out of 100 brands that I'm transacting with. Eventually, as a consumer, you land up on the platform which has all the payment method addresses. You don't have to feed it again, and you know it's central. Plus, the customer support is pretty straightforward. This is our challenge in general. Like with Neiman's as well, I bought from Amazon. So, just as a consumer, this goes to the mind. But I think on Protein, they nailed it. I don't know if they do it currently, but it used to be.
I have an example over here. So a lot of time when I shop on quick commerce or one of those on-demand apps, right? They will have offers catering to my average, so my order value, right? They'll tell me that if I shop for 100 rupees more, I can unlock a discount of maybe 200 rupees or something like that. I always end up buying for 500 more because they also have a very nice recommendation engine that is telling me what it is that I'm missing basis what I generally order from them. So in this scenario, I feel that since they know the fact that this person is going to be influenced into buying something that she may need in near future, and I am going to end up making a lot more money than I would have made in a similar delivery effort. And that kind of personalization is also something that I feel they are able to crack, and is something that possibly can help a lot of brands over here also in order to increase or maximize. I don't know. I mean, if Neiman gets into socks, this happened in your store actually. I went to buy a shoes. They ended up selling me a slipper also, and I bought it. Why not? That's like,
Yeah, that's what I was also coming to. If there is personalization and if there's bundling of products,
Yeah.
definitely your website becomes much more effective in selling rather than an e-commerce platform, right? If there's a bundling of a product which is happening, as she said, with a shoe, if there is a socks or a slipper or a accessory bag or a whatever pouch kind of a thing, definitely that cannot happen on e-commerce platform and people have to be diverted to your website. So, yeah. Also, coming back to the question what you asked, how important is data, what kind of data you guys are, like we as brands are using, or how do you preserve the data. So just to, give a small background that we are into premium luggage. We are the first ones in India to bring in aluminium, which international brands are selling, and Yumi is selling at 1/3 of the price at the same kind of quality on par with the international brands. So initially we were targeting, a certain kind of a community, like, say, example, luxury watch or luxury cars. Specifically people who were buying luxury items. Slowly and steadily, we understood that India is rapidly growing. India's choices are rapidly changing every single day. It's not just about luxury people or luxury watch buyers or luxury car buyers. There are aspirational people who want to buy things much more than these luxury people. So we changed the complete data metrics to not only a certain kind of a TG, but to a total TG overall. So it's no more like only these people are going to buy certain things or only that kind of a set is going to buy different things. It's the data is now become like it's universal. It's not a targeted audience, it's a universal target audience, I guess, for every kind. You should just know how to target them well and constant targeting. True. So yeah.
Chaitanya, would you want to share your thoughts on this?
I'll go a little more tactical. I mean, for me, the most important bit was on the data hygiene, right? So for us, event-based communication, I'll be more towards communications, but for me, for our platform, event-based communications work very well. Just two examples of we enabled a product viewed notification across push and across WhatsApp as well for certain segment of audiences that actually works very well. Another recent use case we enabled was a price drop um, a price drop compared to the previous selling price, not compared to MRP, right? So that involves you knowing the history of selling prices of that data, right? Of that product. So, and then we have a catalog of around 4,000 to 9,000 products, right? So that means that you have to work at a scale of that kind of catalog. So for us, for me, I mean, I think the focus has to be data hygiene and how accurate the data is and how often how error free it is, and can you set it up actually as a journey, right? And then can you see results from it? So a little more tactical on that front.
Absolutely. And Nina, if I can invite you to share your thought on this.
So I think we need to do a lot more. So we are more offline, and we do, like how you said, occasion based and all of that stuff, sending messages. But I think on the online world with D2C, we are learning and growing. We need to have all the clever tabs, the Zenos, all of those need to come in. But I think we are also having issues like that where, if you've already quoted them on Meta, and then, today you're wooing the same customer on a clever tap or anything, then you're not really knowing whether she bought from here or, so I think that is also where we are a little learning.
Interesting. Okay, so we've understood that there's a lot of different ways in which you are leveraging data, right? And I would want you to now share your thoughts about how do you see this personalization, what do you see the future of this personalization is, right? We hear a lot about people using AI to do a lot of this, right? How do you see that coming as a key player of sharing a service or as a value add to what you are doing for your end users? So,
I think both of you mentioned that you already are doing it, but say in the next,
Yeah, I
this is
think
now, but say next 3 to 4 years or 5 years, how do you see it will evolve?
I think personalization done correctly with operational efficiency is what is going to win right now. Another hook to kind of invite a lot of customers to your own website would be to offer personalization on your website, because the kind of variety, the kind of video content that you can show around customization is possible only through your website. So we use that as a strategy to hook more and more people onto our website. Again, it's a trial phase. What we've understood is, again, with personalization, people's expectations with quick commerce is that the deliveries are going to be faster.
Yeah.
And the kind of products that we deal into are gifting, are more of impulse buying. And also what now we are trying with a market like Bombay is, if you want customization on your drinkware, if you want your names and initials, we are trying a 3-hour delivery for few pin codes. Because that's where we are at, right? I
Yeah.
mean, people have understood that customization and personalization is going to become common, and almost everybody is offering it. Then where are you winning with the customer? Are you delivering faster than them? Is the product still great when you deliver at 3 hours? So we are again in the trial phase, and I'm sure we'll make our mistakes, we'll learn from it. But I think both are important, offering personalization, but also to ensure that your operational efficiency is at the top.
so you're saying that the key objective would to be to find that key differentiator that you can bring in the market when it comes to people who are looking out for a similar product.
Just to give you an example, back in the day, having a name, right? Like your name, like Binal on a product was great, and people would be like, oh, I want name. But you also have to keep a tap on changing consumer mindsets, because
Yeah.
our original customer, when we started in our 20s, is now a young mom.
Yeah.
So now her thought process is, oh, I don't want my daughter's name flashed on the products. I want the initials. So it's even with personalization, the world is evolving.
Dynamic.
You
Yeah.
have to keep a tap on what the consumer is. And in fact, for your previous question, we use a lot of data to track consumer behavior and trends that are changing. Like we were the first ones to get Disney Marvel license back in the day, but today it's not working. It's not, people are not buying Disney, people are not buying Marvel. What is the next thing that people are gravitating towards? Is it K-pop? Is it anime? So I think personalization also has to keep a tab on the trending things that are happening and what the consumer is thinking. I think it's a mixture of all of that.
Absolutely. And someone else, maybe you can go.
Well, for us, our business is such that there are 37 SKUs, and you can make out 3,700 beverages out of that. So entire business is personalization. So we have done a couple of things very interestingly. What we have done is, so our app order rate is 37%. We are 3x of McDonald's as a percentage of orders, which is the second largest in terms of percentage of orders on the app. And we basically, the only reason for that is that we have now data-oriented everything. A repeat rate of 69%, never heard in F&B. Subscription revenue of 7%, which is people buying up 10 coffees and 30 coffees in advance, never heard in F&B before. And all of this has been done backed on pure data. And how do you personalize it? So what we did is, we saw that top 3 SKUs are signature cold coffee, cappuccino, and hot chocolate. And then we said there are people who are buying this 30 times a month. How do you get them to try your cold chocolates? How do you get them to try your frappes? So we did something called as payday. So it is tomorrow as well. So last day of the month is basically entire menu is 99. Generally a cappuccino is 97 bucks, specialty coffee, so it's almost 1/3 of market. But we said that's fine, but people are not trying your 150 and 250 beverages. What do you do? So we opened the entire menu, food and beverages, flat 99. What we wanted to do was we wanted to check what do people do when I open the book for you. And people acted very differently. The people in Bombay acted differently than people in Delhi. And Hyderabad people acted very differently as well, right? So even if I did in Hyderabad, people still flocked to cappuccino because the comparable was tea. The people in Delhi went to all cold beverages. The people in Bombay flocked to Vietnamese, right? Because they're all expensive items, right?
Yeah.
So people started buying expensive, but they also flocked to a certain category. So then we realized that the data is telling you something in terms of what does the demography want to do. How do I use it was the next step, right? So what we did for the entire month is that after we did that, we did the 31st of January. We saw that the order rate from 1st of February increased by 7.5%. And this month we are closing at 17% order increase. It's flat on the same number of stores. So what we did was we simply curated the menu by demography, and we did that by app suggestions, something that you were talking about, right? Something that you see in Instamart.
Yeah.
So for example, you're buying a cappuccino. The cost of a banana bread is 117. You buy the same banana. If you're buying a cappuccino, I know the guy has never bought a cappuccino. In the product suggestions, I'm showing it to buy him a 57. Why? First transaction, I want him to taste the product. Now that's the personalization level. We went not before the cart, so just before the payment. Then what we did is realizing this. Now we are so we have subscription card, which was basically 999 10 coffees limited menu. This Monday we are launching 1500 bucks 10 coffees unlimited menu including food. Right? Why? We said that we saw that people want to pay a premium, and we are still priced at 150 bucks, which is still 50% of the market. And then there's money on the table to be taken. People are ready to pay. We just want them to give the freedom to choose.
Yeah.
Right? So just open up the book for them, give unlimited customizations. You increase your AOV. Orders are anyway increasing, and we open up the entire subscription wallet. I mean, subscription bandit. I don't know what is that called. The subscription
Catalog.
not a catalog, but let's say a tokri, a bucket, right? So basically now we're expecting that we were 7% in February. We'll probably take this to 15%, and this is pure free cash flow for me. Right?
Actually, that's a wonderful way of capturing the behavioral data without any agency and actually utilizing it to the best. And the customer obviously gets hooked on to the brand because every time there's something new and it is more curated to probably what they would
For
pick.
example, last week we launched one BKC outlet. First day we did 630 coffees. Second day we did with 550 coffees. Insane, and the trailer is half of this table, right? It's a specialty coffee trailer. And we realized that it's a new outlet. People absolutely don't care about spending. Our benchmark is a couple of other international brands around us, but they don't care because the quality is matching. And then from this Monday, people started buying subscription card from day 3. We have never seen this phenomenon. That people buying subscription card on day 3 is insane because people simply saw they're getting 20% discount up front, and they are anyway hooked to the product. That there was a debate within the team that you're reducing 20% sales. And my only answer to them was, once you sell them, once the people buy the subscription cards, they're not even going to try other brand. You have just simply hooked up the customer for the next 80 outlets in 4 cities. They're simply going to look up Coffee on the app and say where it is next. Right? So the LTV of the customer goes extremely high, and the retention in a longer period of time is also high. So short-term discounts doesn't hurt you. In fact, it helps retain. So I think that's why we're personalizing a lot in terms of, but app helps. App helps.
Abhijit, I have a question. Where is the nearest outlet? Are you taking us there?
For tomorrow.
If you come today, you get you pay a 5% more, but tomorrow you get cheaper.
Tomorrow, yes.
tomorrow
So
it's
near
last
we
day of the
have one
month.
in Kandivali, we have three in Andheri and four in Andheri. So nothing in Goregaon yet. Soon.
You have a
Lovely, lovely.
target audience, just know that.
Sure.
Lena, I would like to ask you because compared to other brands, your product is a little higher value, So then, in terms of personalization, there's so much you can do because probably if your target audience is either people who have been buying luxury brands or are aspirationally wanting to, be known as someone who owns a luxury brand, what kind of trend or usage of AI you see that could help expand your audience.
So we are definitely looking at AI in a very big aspect, not only because we are a luxury brand or we are a premium, we don't call ourselves luxury, we call ourselves premium
Premium
affordable
brands.
brand. So because that, the insights what we get right now, we have shifted a little bit to AI. Till some time back we were doing it manually, or till just collecting the data whatever was what was with us through all the metas and the Instagrams and stuff. But now there are definitely more advanced tools which gives us a very in-depth accuracy of the browsing histories and the consumer behaviors, and in fact even to the timings of the browsing history. So there are a lot of things which we are trying to incorporate. It is too nascent stage right now, and when it is coming to personalization, that definitely helps us a lot in the product because we are a premium product, because there's less returns,
Yes.
right? So that helps us a lot when it comes to product customization.
Great. Anyone else you would want to take it?
Yeah, so at True Elements, we see customization or personalizations in two different ways, depending on what channel we are talking of. So when it comes to online, there's not, since D2C is pretty small for us, we are very big on the quick com and the marketplaces. So over there, the customization is limited to launching specific SKUs for the festive seasons and changing comms. So that is where it is. But when we talk of gifting, so we've been quite new in gifting for the gifting space. But if I compare what we were in 2023 versus 2024, we've grown 6x last year, all thanks to customization. So we were very adamant, we were very rigid, because considering कि like नहीं ये तो हम लोग नहीं कर सकते. So that was our narrative when we approached Diwali, festive gifting and Diwali gifting in 2023. So we did a very whatever was there on the catalog. That's all we did. Last year we had a dedicated team and we had a dedicated studio where we would customize as per the requirement. Obviously, we required certain MOQs for that, but we've grown success. So obviously, and this year it's going to be just crazier and messier is what I'm assuming. But yes, that has been the driving factor for our gifting business. So that was something which was like the main building block for our last OND quarter, which we had October, November, December. It was like the major building block for offline and online.
Good mess to have.
To add something here,
Yeah.
with the right, we all are there on e-commerce platforms, our own D2C. It's a very strong indication that people do buy the most valuable items also on
Aggregators or
on
e-commerce websites, yeah.
aggregators, on just the right kind of content what we show, right? The right kind of trust factor what we are building towards our consumers. Direct it's direct to consumer, right? We have no aggregators in between when it is coming showing content to people. So the right kind of tools, even AI is generating a lot of content at this point of time. The tools are amazing. So if the right kind of usage is done, I guess D2C brands have long way to go. And Nina, you are an amazing retail queen, I should say. So you should give your some insights to us and we'll give our some insights to you.
Personalization, we have the name.
No, absolutely. And we are almost at the top of our time. Any final parting thoughts that you would want to share with the larger team on the table? Any questions you would want to ask?
Yeah, very inspiring. What is the ASP for the customization that you do for, let's say, US market for a blazer?
So for suit, it's $200. So it's in general, Zara sells their suits for $225, $250. Ours is little bit lower. So that's why French Crown is comparatively economical for US customers. but in India it's premium brand.
Yeah.
So a suit which we sell in India for 12,000, we sell it there for 17, 18,000.
But you don't charge for customization.
No, we don't charge anything for customization for any of the product.
And you sell something for 50K?
Yeah.
What is that? It's like that.
Boxers.
Kitchen robot, as in it's a food
No,
processor.
not the boxes.
Okay, the robo chef.
I sell boxes.
I'm sorry, I thought it was.
So it's a guy who makes the food on its own, the
It's the
automatic
machine that makes
machine.
food what you want.
Okay, it's already coming. I thought it's there.
We are tempted on the table.
We'll join the
Sanjeev
WhatsApp group.
Kapoor. But it'll definitely cook better than I will. So yeah.
Anyone else would want to share anything?
So on data point, so what generally all e-commerce brands do is they use their data for let's say Facebook marketing, Google, email, all this marketing and do personalization. What recently we have discovered is the traditional methods are even better than this one. So the traditional method of calling customers and then getting orders is far better. If I'm paying a salary of let's say 15 to 20,000 rupees to one particular employee for 1 month, she's bringing me 2 to 3 lakh rupees of sales from my existing customers. And now when next time customer will call on our customer care number, call will directly go to that particular executive. That kind of a system we have. So now customer do know the executive by her name. सीधा कॉल करके बोलता है चेताली को देना ना आई नीड टू टॉक टू हर लास्ट टाइम आई हैव ऑर्डर्ड फ्लावरी शर्ट्स आई नीड सम मोर सजेशन फ्रॉम हर
Yeah, I think for premium brands, obviously it's a great model. To
yeah
also a
so
different
so
way to-
whenever my executives are calling, they'll go through the order history. So what human can do, technology can never do it. So she will come out with some of the points कि ये बंदा flowery shirts बहुत पहनता है, this particular person buys half sleeve shirts more. So that kind of collection she will suggest to my customers, and then conversion ratio goes high. So there my average ROAS is higher, far higher. Like if I'm getting 3 to 4 ROAS in like online channels, here it is 20 ROAS. Wow. That's how big it is.
So the data we need in the retail, we are in the retail leadership summit. So I'll tell you, sometimes you have to look at retail data in a different way. So when I joined the Neiman's, my founder had told us that hardly any woman or a female audience walks into our store. So we build up an entire retail metric in a data point of view. So let's look at, everyone is talking about website. Website and stores are not different. So customers who is walking into your stores and leaving the store in 1 minute or 3 minutes, he's a visitor but he's a bounced off. Okay. You have a group of customers. So family is coming, so it's a group footfall, but actually there are one customer. So you identify your one customer's base. Then you have hall code and warm zones in the stores because you have a zones, because the products are distributed. You identify which zones. Customer who has visited up to your payment counter but something has happened, has not. He's abandoned your cart or he's a drop off. And sometimes he's actually said, okay, I'll come back. I want to pay. He's like, you're add to cart. But when you start looking into this data, and I actually pulled out the data, I showed him that almost 40% our customers are female customers who are walking. Somehow they are not buying because our offerings are not made for them. Now we are actually building an offering which is for female oriented more, which is like ballerinas and everything. So data has to be actually again pulled back. Sometimes we feel we know the data. I might be wrong here quoting, but I've seen the largely almost 2.5 to 3 crores of credit card customers are there. But largely there is a primary and the secondary credit cards. So in the online majorly it's a primary credit card which gets swiped. Yeah. So it's again misleading the data. So data also has to be again segregated and re-understood. When you get a retail visual data, you see how it is. And we have a retail analytics which is fully visual based. So that's where we come to know with the demographics and all.
Any other parting thoughts, or you've been quiet for a while now? So
I buy his point in a way, as in a lot of times like AI is a buzzword, and a lot of times we actually use personalization or customization to kind of really go back and sell something desperately, retargeting, right? Like idea has to be of building an ecosystem where you actually want to really customize or personalize the experience. As in my case, for that matter, what we are trying to achieve is not to really, let's say, like chase customers, as in like our repeat purchases are not as high as 40%, 27%. Want to improve that, but still it is a good number. So idea is not to really, let's say, like take that up a notch. Idea is to really, let's say, like use personalization in such a way that we create advocates. As in, for example, imagine a scenario like if you buy, say, an appliance from me, a coffee machine, right? I can always sell you a grinder, a coffee grinder rather, or coffee beans that we actually sell. But imagine if I come back to you in whatever form, in terms of, let's say, like online communication, nudge, or even human interaction. But I teach you to kind of how to really, let's say, like get best brew out of the machine for that matter. Imagine, let's say, like the impact that that type of communication, that touch point will have on how you perceive what Wonder Chef today is. So that is the ecosystem we are trying to build. And I believe, let's say, like we are working with a couple of partners where we believe like AI probably would actually help us. We have created a lot of content over last 10 years in terms of recipes, and like so many, like we probably would be having more than 20,000 recipes in our bank. We haven't actually used them so far. It is always, let's say, like go and sell something more, sell something more. But now the direction has changed where medical health technology is making this possible, where you can actually, let's say, like create a custom communication for every customer. And instead of sending emails where I'm talking about, let's say, like this is the discounted product for this particular week, I'm sending you a recipe of the week. We have started doing that now, and I hope, let's say, like it bears fruit. So, yeah.
So what I hear is that, going that extra mile and building a community around what you have to offer, not just offering a product, but an experience in itself that can add value to the end user is the actual personalization that you are trying to build, right? So, uh, any closing remarks, Charu?
So yeah, I think because it's very interesting because all of these brands are different, because some of them, as you mentioned, are premium brands, to some extent Neiman's also, but some are literally FMCG brands. So for every brand, it would be very different. And yes, rather than the communication today is not more of, every communication does not need to be a nudge to make a purchase or make a transaction, but it could only be just to stay in touch and give value, which could be an educational content, and just to stay engaged with the customer. So the experience is good, and you stay in touch with the customer, and rather than pushing, it eventually becomes a pull, which is a win-win, and which also increases the lifetime value of and the share of wallet of the customer. So I think yes, personalization obviously is going there, and everyone is trying to do that, and it's great to see, because at the end, an end user or consumer, which is individually all of us, also win across. So yeah, great discussion. Thank you for being very actively participating and sharing all your views. And we hope that we'll also get time as CleverTap to actually come to you. We'll reach out to all of you, where we can also showcase the value of how we can assist you in actually bringing out the value that you talked about, or probably increase the value that you're already tapping from your customer base. Thank you so much once again.